When I hear the phrase built in Africa, I don't just think of a product. I think of the people and going back to your roots and picking inspiration and drive from where you're from to fuel whatever it is you're doing, developer, designer, engineer, whatever.
You're in the right place. Welcome to the Built in Africa podcast, where we connect trailblazers of the African diaspora through the unifying language of tech. On this episode, we connect with Eugene Bos, digital experience designer at Adidas. Let's get into it. In 2019, Eugene started his first company, Wero, a donation platform for millennials who want to make a tangible impact. Later that year, he sold it. Listen as Eugene shares a tough decision he had to make during that exit process.
During the acquisition stage, it was a whole lot of things was going to be changed, and I didn't want that. And you get to measure, okay, take a lot of money and let whatever happen to it, or stand by what you believe and forgo so much money, like money, right? So I decided to stand with what I believe and pick the best suited person for Wero, and that is what I did. And it was tough, because as a designer, you don't just manage user expectations, you manage stakeholder expectations too, trying to balance business with user needs. And I think that was my challenge, trying to find the intersection points between business needs and user needs, And yeah, I came like I managed to go through it, but it was a big challenge because what the business needs is very different from what the users need. So the question was, how can I make them meet in the middle? And that was the challenge I faced, and how I overcame it was having passion and purpose. Purpose for the product and passion to see it through. And like Wero was never about having financial stability. It was about making an impact. And I saw the person who was going to make the most impact is who I went for, not the person who was going to give me money.
Eugene's journey to Adidas has been filled with many obstacles, yet he's overcome. Listen as he shares one of his many stories of resilience.
I just started working with Adidas. I think it's been a month and a half now. And funny story, like I was working for another company as a product designer for 6 months, and it was good to go. Like they were going to renew my contract, and Corona happened. And when Corona happened, they called me in and said, "Hey, we're sorry. We are cutting off the design team, so you're part of the people who are cutting off." So funny enough, also that was 2 weeks before my wife had to give birth. So it was like when they told me on a Friday, and like I was just like totally shattered, and I was just freaking out to tell my wife because she's pregnant. What will happen if she hears such a news? Because we're gonna have a baby, and I'm losing my job and stuff. So yeah, I managed to tell her, and we were both like totally shattered. But I told myself, hey, I come from Ghana, man. Like I've been through hardship more than this. I've been through obstacles. That's so many crazy stuff. So I'm going to let this get me down. And I'll say that, like, yeah, it's because of my background coming from Ghana and with everything I've been through. It just gave me some resilience. I'm not going to have a burnout. I'm not going to have a mental breakdown. I just focus on the goal. I know my purpose, and it's my purpose that kind of carries me through the difficult times. So knowing my purpose, I was like, no, I'm not going to. So immediately I started sending out applications like crazy to companies, and I saw this opening with Adidas, and like people are applying to Adidas like crazy. I was like, no, I would also apply. Like with at the interview, when they met me, they were like, like I didn't get a job the first time, but the person interview told me that, hey, we like you have that passion, you have that energy. Wait for a month, we're going to open another position, and we want you to interview again. And after that month, the position opened. I interviewed and I got a job.
A self-taught designer with almost 10 years of experience across multiple disciplines, Eugene's got a lot of insight to share. Here's a few.
What advice I would give like myself some years ago in Ghana: just follow your passion and have a purpose. And with every obstacle you face, turn it around to be a learning curve. That is what I would, that is the advice I would give. And I think that when you follow that purpose and passion deep down inside your heart, no matter what happens, you would come out doing what you love. And for starting designers, developers, it's about believing in yourself and knowing that you're very unique. There's only one you. Sometimes, back in Ghana, like when I was starting off, I was always very conscious of other designers, like seeing the competition out there, being a bit scared that, like I don't meet up to that standard. But I only rose, and I only rose above it when I realized that there's only one me. My experiences go with my design, so with everything I design, there's a piece of me inside it. And everybody is unique in that way. So as a designer, if you're starting off, have your passion, but be true to yourself. Never lose yourself, because there's just one you out there. And that one you can create one design that has your signature and no one can copy it. So I think having that as a mindset and starting off as a designer would give you some energy to just go grab it with all your strength, even if you have to hang on with just one tiny finger. And I think that is what I would tell other designers out there, and that is what I would have told myself a few years ago. Back in Ghana, I was just like, I remember in one of my hustling days, I had a laptop in my bag, and I didn't have enough money to even pick a bus. So I had to walk to clients' offices. I didn't have enough money. So I had to kind of like think that, okay, if I go to this client's office, I can do this tiny job for him, and he's going to give me some money for me to get money to take a bus back home. And that is an example of holding your passion with just a tiny finger, because look, I would have just given up. But the thing is, I believed in what I could give so much that I was willing to go the extra mile, and like I am a living testimony, to these things. It's easier said than done, yes. But looking at where I'm from and where I am now, like I'm still in amazement to be working for a global brand like Adidas and like working with crazy awesome designers. And so I know the process, I've been through it, and I'm just telling you that believe with your whole heart. It's tough, yes, it's not easy, but I think when you believe in your purpose, you keep going no matter what you face. Even if you get smacked down, you still stand back up. And that is what happened to me when I lost my job 4 months ago. And now I'm here. So it's tough, but it's worth the journey.
And that's it for this episode. If you haven't already, check out the full article on our website, builtinafrica.io, found in the description. And while you're there, subscribe to our newsletter so we may keep you up to date with the latest. But until then, keep building.